Right. Our history was taken from us through slavery. You understand? Read this real quick. No, go to Jeremiah. You're right. My bad. Jeremiah. Let me show you. You consistent with the scriptures. We don't know who we are today, so therefore we say I'm a child of God or I'm spiritual. You understand? Read this.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself,
even yourself, us, this is talking about Jeremiah,
shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
You discontinue from your heritage. What does your heritage consist of? Give me that in Sirach.
17:11.
What is your heritage? If I was to say, tell me about your heritage, how would you explain that to if you was a teacher, right? You ask your student to say, explain to me your heritage. What would you expect some of their responses to be pertaining to heritage? That's not really, right, it's not really in line with our heritage. That's just what we've been called in these last days, right? But in the heritage, right? If I was to say, explain me the heritage of the Chinese men, what would you tell me about them? Not sure? Okay, let's do one better. How about the Arabs? Tell me their heritage. What would you tell me about their heritage? Think about Arabs. What do they worship? They worship Allah, I suppose, right? Right? So now, how do they dress? How do the women dress? Very modest. Do the men have beards? What do they eat pork? You see, now we're talking about heritage and customs, right? So it's the same thing for us. What are our heritage? What is our heritage? We don't know. You see, it's clicking now, right? So let me show you this real quick. Read that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
God gave the 12 tribes of Israel heritage, laws, statutes, commandments, knowledge. You understand? Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 136 and verse 22. Even in heritage unto Israel.
Unto who?
Israel.
The heritage, which is God's law, statutes, and commandments, was given to the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's
but
right.
Because you don't know your identity anymore through slavery, now you don't know about the heritage and how a woman is supposed to conduct herself, how a woman is supposed to dress, how a man is supposed to conduct his household and guide his nation. We don't know those things anymore. So therefore, we out here clueless, right? Our women dressing modest, we would say, right? We have single parent households, right? Why? Because we've been discontinued from our heritage. Now remember, it said curses would be upon the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses,
all these what?
Curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
So curses are on us as a nation of people, from the blacks to the Latinos on down. Curses on us, meaning our heritage has been taken away from us, our laws, how we live, how we eat, all these things have been taken away from us through colonialism and slavery. Read.
And overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Destroyed mentally. We forgot who we are. Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we don't listen to the voice of the Lord thy God. Read.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, or which I commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the curses are upon us for a sign. This is why I asked you about the ID earlier. On your ID, it tells you everything about you, just about. The basics, right? So the curses of God is doing the same thing to help you identify who the children of Israel are in the last days. Right, so now for example, one of the identifying factors of how we know we're the children of Israel is this. Give me 68. This is one of the signs of how we know that we are the children of Israel. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Bring it out.
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Bible says the children of Israel would go into slavery by what? By way of slave ships. Right? Give me Exodus 20. Read that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
I brought you, the 12 tribes of Israel, out of the land of Egypt. You understand? Read.
Out of the house of bondage.
Now, my sister, what did God just call the land of Egypt? Read it one more time for me.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Bondage. Or bondage or what? Slavery. So the word Egypt in context is talking about slavery or captivity. So now we're going to go back to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68 to see what God is talking about now, right? Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
What was Egypt? Slavery, right? With what?
Again with ships.
What did God do? He would send who into slavery with ships? Who would God send into slavery with ships? The 12 tribes of Israel. Now we're starting to see our history in the Bible. Because did we not go into slavery on slave ships? It happened to us, right? And we were divided. We were scattered all over the nations called the transatlantic slave trade. You see how our history is in the Bible? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You won't see it no more again. The old Egypt, you're not going to see that no more again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
And you will be what? What the Bible just say, sister? We would be sold. So what happened when we got off the slave ships? We were sold. Whose history is that? That's our history, right? So who is God saying we are? The 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
We're able to identify ourselves in these last days, not according to what the white man say, oh, you're African American, you're Negro, oh, you're Latino, you're Mexican, you're Native American. No, we want to know what our God calls us, not the slave masters. Those days are done away with. We now must pick up the Bible and read it for ourselves.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation